Why modern work is killing your ancient brain. You wake up when your body is ready. No alarm, no schedule, no place you need to be. For roughly 300,000 years of human history, this morning routine was not a luxury hypothetical, but your undeniable daily reality. Today, a digital chime violently tears you from your sleep at dawn. This is Bone and Stone, where we dig past the myths straight down to the evidence. Your modern mind feels constantly exhausted. Your schedule is packed. You likely believe that prehistoric survival required a non-stop, agonizing struggle against starvation from sunrise to sunset. The data proves otherwise. What if your ancestors actually worked less than you do? In 1963, anthropologist Richard Lee traveled to the harsh Kalahari Desert to study the Dobe Kung people. He tracked their movements. He meticulously logged every single hour they spent gathering food, hunting game, and moving camp. The results shocked the scientific world.
How much time did they actually spend securing survival? Lee discovered that adults only spent an average of 12 to 19 hours per week obtaining food. That is less than 3 hours a day. Despite living in what modern eyes see as a punishing wasteland, they easily met all their nutritional needs. The desert provided an incredible abundance. Did they suffer from malnutrition? Not at all. The Kung consumed an average of 2,140 calories and 93 grams of protein every day. This bounty far exceeded their recommended nutritional requirements without forcing them to grind through long days. Thousands of protein-rich mongongo nuts routinely rotted on the ground simply because people gathered no faster than needed. Why work more when you already have enough? This paradigm shift changed anthropology forever. In 1966, anthropologist Marshall Sahlins reviewed this data and coined a provocative new phrase. He called these hunter-gatherers the original affluent society.
Modern affluence means producing a massive surplus. How did prehistoric humans achieve total affluence without wealth? Sahlins argued that they did not achieve wealth by producing much, but rather by desiring very little. Their material wants were perfectly limited. Because their desires were simple, their natural environment easily satisfied every single need without demanding endless toil. However, we must look closer at the math. Is the 15-hour workweek the entire story? Subsequent anthropologists have added vital nuance to Lee's initial calculations. The 15-hour figure primarily counted direct foraging and hunting time. It omitted necessary domestic chores like processing food, maintaining hunting tools, and caring for children. When you include these tasks, the total effort rises closer to 40 or 45 hours per week. Does that mean their life was just like your office job? Absolutely not. Their efforts remained highly autonomous. Their days were completely self-paced, entirely free from corporate hierarchies, arbitrary deadlines, or artificial schedules. Prehistoric leisure time was not spent resting out of pure exhaustion. How did they actually spend those open hours? Let us reconstruct a typical day in your ancestral past. The morning begins slowly. You spend the daylight hours walking through the brush, reading animal footprints in the sand, and gathering plants with your family. This task requires deep focus but moves at a human pace. When the heat peaks, you rest beneath the shade. As dusk falls, the entire community gathers together. The physical transition from track hunting to sitting in a tight circle changes the entire atmosphere. A flickering campfire of mopane wood lights up the dark night. Researcher Polly Wiessner conducted a famous 2014 study analyzing exactly what hunter-gatherers talk about. She found a stark divide between day and night. What do you think they discussed during the sunny hours? Daytime conversations focused heavily on work, hunting strategies, and economics. Nighttime completely transformed their cultural world. Wiessner documented that a staggering 81% of nighttime campfire conversations revolved around stories, myths, and social bonding. They sang songs. They performed complex rituals. They engaged in deep social play and kept musical traditions alive across generations. Modern humans rarely experience these uninterrupted hours of pure connection. Then, humanity made a choice that changed everything. Why did we abandon this stable way of life? About 10,000 years ago, the agricultural revolution began. History books often frame farming as a massive step forward for human leisure. The archaeological record reveals that agriculture was actually a brutal evolutionary trap. Early agriculturalists worked significantly harder than hunter-gatherers. They suffered from unprecedented rates of malnutrition. Skeletal remains prove that early farmers were shorter on average than their ancestors due to severe crop dependencies. Then came the Industrial Revolution. During the late 18th and early 19th centuries in Britain, the grind intensified to breaking point. Urban factory workers routinely logged 60 to 80 hours of grueling labor every single week. How did we end up so far from our natural rhythm? This was a massive spike compared even to the seasonal, weather-dependent rhythms of medieval peasants. Human labor was permanently detached from nature. We traded autonomy for assembly lines and fluorescent lights. Now, look at your modern life. You sit at a desk for 40 hours or more every week. Your body is stationary, but your mind is subjected to a relentless onslaught of digital data. The stark numbers reveal our current crisis. A modern office worker checks emails or chat notifications an average of every 6 minutes. Compare that to your ancestral rhythm. Your biggest daily cognitive demand used to be reading animal tracks in the dirt. Today, your brain interprets every ping and notification as a potential predatory threat. This constant hypervigilance floods your system with cortisol. Chronic modern burnout is not a personal failure. Your desk fatigue and anxiety are the natural protests of a brain designed for deep leisure, autonomy, and close communal connection. You are living in an evolutionary mismatch. We have built a world that satisfies our material surplus but starves our ancient psychological needs. You do not need to work yourself to exhaustion to prove your worth. Your ancestors knew that true wealth is measured by the time you own. What can you change today to reclaim your time? Perhaps it is time to step away from the digital screen. Listen to the quiet rhythm of your own breathing. Remember that you belong to a species that flourished for millennia without a single timesheet.
It is time to design a life where you finally wake up when your body is ready.